Good morning, my dear students. Welcome. When you enter this class or this room, learning is fun and cooperation is expected. Our positive attitude and mutual respect are part of everything we do and say. This is our first new class, a new class, and this is about translation class, guys. I decided to do it this way because due to the network connections we have having, all of you know that we had Microsoft Teams had a problem. So in order not to be a robot again with you and interrupt the class and waste time, I decided to do it this way. Let's see if it works. Okay, so what are we going to do now? First of all, guys, I want you all to go to your teams. I want you to go to class notebook and to go to your library. There in your library, I have already shared the agenda, today's agenda, so you will see what we're doing. I guess I have already ticked some of the activities because I have recorded this video many times. So sorry if they are already ticked. I'm going to untick them or uncheck them now. Okay, so you go to the library. There you go to week number 2, and then you're going to go to agenda, today's agenda, which is Wednesday 30, September 30. So here, let me uncheck. First, we are going to do check to record the session. So I'm doing it right now because you're watching this video. Then we're going to the attendance list. You can do that. You're going to check your attendance list. You can do that by clicking on this image or on this website or link I'm leaving you here and follow instructions to do it. Okay. After doing that, guys, well, I have explained to you, so I am going to tick it. Okay. It will open. Right now you cannot see it because I programmed to be open at 8 a.m. So once it's open at a.m., you go and you will have up to 8:30 to check your attendance. Okay. So now let's the point to what to do is to watch a video. I already have the video here, so I'm going to pause the music. Okay, so I'm going to pause this music in order to watch the video, guys. So let's watch the video. It's about translation, guys. It's in order to know the difference between translation and interpretation. But please watch the video with me.
Sorry about that. I was just resting my eyes.
Skeeter, you're up. Are you all right, Skeeter?
No.
I'm sorry?
A bee stung my tongue.
Oh, you understand him? Oh. Yeah. How did a bee sting your tongue?
It was on an ice cream and he licked it.
Ah. Can you translate Skeeter's presentation for us?
Yes. No, I can. Yes, I can do that.
Okay, here you can see, guys, that this old man, is asking to this man because nobody's understanding what this Skeeter is saying. So because he explains an accident happened to him, and so he cannot speak well. That's why. But he is the only one that understands. That happens when we are translators or interpreters, and nobody understands what we say, what the other person say. So says, so it is when it is our turn to be part of or to take action. So he understands and he is translating what the other person is saying.
A bee stung my tongue.
Oh, you understand him? Oh, how did a bee sting?
It was on an ice cream and he licked it.
Ah, can you translate Skeeter's presentation for us?
This man asked to the other one if he could translate the Skeeter's presentation because he's the only one that understands him. So he accepts. So this is what he
Can
does.
you presentation for
Okay.
us?
Yes. No, I can. Yes, I can do that.
So this is going to be our job, guys. This guy,
Yeah, I'm ready. Ready? Okay.
this guy's job.
And then I spent the last week in the hotel where I live, with my niece and my nephew. To a kid, everything about a hotel is strange and wonderful. Sleeping in a different bed, hanging out in the lobby, jumping up and down on the alligator, riding up and down in the elevator. Sorry, yeah, I'm seeing now that an alligator wouldn't be in that context.
Important, okay? We will watch this video again in the future because when we see the all the qualities of a good translator must have that a good translator must have and all of that stuff we're going to learn step by step. But right now I wanted you to see the difference. I mean, not the difference, what a translator does, what is our job, and how difficult or easy it might be. Okay, all depends on the way we prepare ourselves. Okay, we can make mistakes like this guy. It's totally normal and it is totally human to accept our mistakes and correct them. Okay, but we will see that in the future. Okay.
To a kid,
Okay, so now that we have seen or watched this video, let's move now to a presentation I want you to watch with me. Okay, well, it was planned. I mean, I'm giving you the good morning, and if you have a cup of coffee, you can have it because I'm not watching you, so it's okay. I'm going to drink mine in a minute. Okay, guys. Today we're going to see some definitions about translation. What a translation? What is translation? According to different authors, we have different definitions here, and our job is going to try to make one or create one in our own opinion. Translation is a mental activity in which a meaning of given linguistic discourse is rendered from one language to another. Okay? What what do you think rendered means? I want you to write that in your activities, okay? It is going to be a bonus point for the ones who remember what to write the definition of the word render. Okay? If you read the context, it is going to be pretty easy for you to know or to guess what the word when render is or means. Okay, this is one definition. Another author says it is the act of transferring the linguistic entities from one language into their equivalents into another language. Okay, sorry for these spaces between into. I don't know what it did it, but okay. Translation is another author says, Foster says, translation is an act through which the content of a text is transferred from the source language into the target language. Okay? The source language into the target language. What is this? Okay, right now you will see that the language to be translated is called the source language, SL. that means, for example, we can say if we're going to translate something from Spanish to English, the source language is Spanish. Okay? How do we call the other language, the arrived one? We call it, whereas the language to be translated into or arrived at is called, the arrived at is called the target language, TL. Okay? So now that we know that when we are in translation, when we talk about translation issues, we know that the source language will be SL, okay, and the target language is TL, and we know the difference between them. The language to be translated is source language, and the language to be transferring to or translated into or arrived at is called target language. Okay, we're going to use it at all during this course. Okay, guys, so be careful and pay attention or take notes if necessary. Another author says the translator needs to have good knowledge of both the source and the target language, in addition to a high linguistic sensitivity, as he should or she transmit the writer's intention, original thoughts and opinions in the translated version as precisely and faithfully as possible. Precisely and faithfully as possible. We're going to go deeper in this topic in the next or the in the next classes. Okay, right now we're seeing different opinions and definitions about translation. But what about interpretation? Are they the same? In the Merriam-Webster dictionary, they said that the interpretation is to explain or tell the meaning of present in understandable terms. Okay, to explain or tell the meaning of present in understandable terms. Another dictionary, Cambridge one, says to change that someone is saying into the words of another language. To change what someone is saying into the words of another language. Another dictionary says, Macmillan, to translate what someone is saying, to translate what someone is saying in one language into another language so that someone else can understand it. That's what Macmillan says about interpretation. It says to translate. Cambridge says to change. Okay? And Merriam-Webster says to explain or tell the meaning of. Okay? What about translation? It's a mental activity in which a meaning of given linguistic discourse is rendered from one language to another. So the question here, guys, is, are either of them important? Are either of them even the same? That is your job to discover or to discuss, guys. So we're going to have an activity. This activity is to find the difference between translation and interpretation. Okay? Once we have seen these previous definitions, you're going to investigate new ones, new authors ones. I want you to investigate about what Gasala says about translation, what Catford says about translation, and what Joel and Mutfa say about translation. And after that, you're going to write your own definition about, the difference between translation and interpretation. You can make the investigation. You can investigate more about the interpretation and translation in order to find or to get one single definition of your own in your own words. You're going to describe it. How? You're going to have a specific assignment which I have created, and it will be opened at, I show you in a minute. It will be opened at here in assignment. And right now it's scheduled, so it's not opened. It will be open at 9 o'clock, okay? And you will have from 9 o'clock up to 9:50, I guess, to complete your translation activities, okay? Which are one paragraph, Gasala's definition about translation. Another paragraph is about CATFOR's, the definition of translation. And the other one is this one. And the last one is your own definition, but not about translation. It's your, what do you think about the difference between translation and interpretation? That is your activity that you have to do today. Okay. In fact, I think I'm going to change this one in order to be open from 8 o'clock in case you finish watching this video before and you feel like you want to turn it in, or you can start doing it in Word, and then you copy paste here, or you turn it in here as a PDF file, no, as a Word, because it's a PDF file, please guys. Okay, so or you just write it in the assignment comments, you just write your answers there, but I prefer to be done in Word and then change it into PDF file and upload it. Okay guys, so I think that is all today. Let me go back to the class notebook in order for me to tick or to check the points, to see the points to work with, and then we finish. I mean, you continue with your activities, and there is a due time, guys. It will be closed, the assignment will be closed at 10 o'clock. So please do not get confident with the time and with the activities, because it has a due time. Okay, so week 2, our agenda, and finally we 30th. Okay, and attendance list. We watch the video, we check the presentation, you're going to do the activities, and you're going to turn in the activities. Okay, once I have this, I'm going to tick it for next class. So thank you very much, guys. Oh, the assignment, remember the assignments are always in assignments or homework activities, okay? Not in general. Okay, guys, so thank you very much. See you next class. Any question or doubt, I will be aware of the chat in order to answer your questions. Just, I mean, if my network works, fine. If not, I will try to do it as much as possible, or to help you as much as possible. But if I cannot answer, it's because my network failed, and I will try to answer as fast as possible. Thank you very much, and I declare this video over. Thank you. See you. Bye-bye.